Hey, mates. Welcome once again into the Little Dum Dum Club for another week. Thank you very much for joining us. My name is Tommy Dassler, and with me, as always, the other half of the program, Carl Chandler.
G'day, dickhead.
And joining us today live via satellite, two of the finest comedians that New South Wales has ever given birth to. Please welcome back onto the show, Cameron James and Danielle Walker.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
I'm mortally offended by that because New South Wales did not give birth to me, and
I'm
I would
sorry.
hate to be thought of.
Oh, you're a Queenslander, right?
Where are you from, Danielle?
Yeah, North Queensland, of course.
Oh, wow. You're even
That's
disassociating
so far
yourself
away
from
New South Wales.
from
Yeah.
South Queensland.
It's like a 2-day drive.
Yeah. Which is a long
So far
time.
away.
Which that's a long time when your mum's about to give birth. That's actually quite a long time. So
It's a big commute.
Yeah.
It'd be great to see you on that show, Who Do You Think You Are, Danielle? But it's like you just already know the whole backstory, and they're like driving you around. They're like, yeah, we found out this is your grandpa, and you're like, yeah, I know, I was here like last week.
Also,
Yeah.
I like the idea that don't they have like test tubes and stuff like for Ancestry.com, and it's like, oh, that's 90% Queenslander. So I don't even know you could do that.
What's this say on the side of this test tube? 4X.
Yeah. Well, you know why we've gathered you here, guys. Congratulations. You guys know the news already, but people at home don't know the news that. Congratulations on being chosen for the first reveal of the Koh Samui International Podcast Festival. You're both coming to Koh Samui with us.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my God! Feels like being on Australian Idol.
Yeah, we should
all that I'm going through.
We should have done this Masked Singer style. We should have brought three guests over with us. They're in costume, they're in prosthetics for the entire week on the beach.
That would be good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Final night with finally revealed.
33-degree heat.
Yeah.
And
guess what? You've been in the pool drinking pina coladas with Cam James this whole week.
Yeah. You know how you've been listening to a giant crab tell stories about growing up in North Queensland? Guess who that was?
Damn, we've fucked it already.
Just 33-degree heat with a huge mask over your head the whole time. That would be great.
The most intense prosthetics we can get, and they're all like Arctic themed as well. We've got like the snowman.
Yeah.
The Yeti.
Yeah. The giant person with 17 scarves on.
Yeah. Joey in that scene in Friends where he's wearing all of Chandler's clothes. But no, exciting stuff, guys. You're gonna be hitting the beach with us in a few months.
Man. I'm so excited to be in an infinity pool with a bunch of your listeners. And we're all just pissing and drinking at the same time. I just can't wait for that.
Yeah, I hope you haven't read the fine print of your contract yet, because you are required for 4 hours a day to sit in the pool and listen to our listeners ask you, where do you get your ideas from?
Yeah.
So that's part of it.
Yeah, you got 6 months to cook up some good answers to. Do you ever get nervous up there?
But we are allowed to piss in the pool, right? That's what.
Yeah.
Allowed in the pool.
That's
Great.
allowed. That's allowed over
I
there.
think
It's
you're
not illegal.
allowed. You're
The
allowed to
guests
piss
are.
in every pool.
Yeah. The guests are allowed.
Guests are.
Yeah. Not the listeners. So you
How-
Oh,
guys-
okay, but we're not. We're not.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
you are.
Well, it's
Is-
the only thing is pissing in the pool, sort of like with sharks, it attracts listeners. They actually like that. So if you want listeners to come
okay.
over to you in the pool, that's what you have to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For a second, I thought that this was going to be kind of like cruise ship rules where all the paying people are allowed to have a good time, but we are technically staff, so we're not allowed to like
You're not allowed
piss in
to.
the pool.
Not allowed to
yeah.
fraternize. Yeah.
Well, I would say you're not allowed to fuck.
fraternize.
I would say you're not allowed to fuck the listeners, but after you see them, we don't need to really make that rule. So yeah.
Yeah. That's what they like to say. There's no escape in an infinity pool. You can't get out. You know what I heard the other day? Apparently this is like cruise ship law. There's been this big thing on TikTok recently about this like cruise that's going for like 9 months. I don't know if you've heard about this, but apparently it's like a bit of a thing on these longer cruises. Like older couples go on there, and if you're like into swinging, if you're into like doing a bit of partner swapping, you bring a little pineapple sticker and you put the pineapple sticker on your door of your cabin.
Wow.
And that's the sign that like, hey, whoever's in here is like down for like, mixing it up. So
why would you pick the pineapple? Of all the,
I don't know.
Of all the, it's sort of like it's not for everyone, but
because you have to pay the guy $50 to fuck his wife.
Right. Oh yeah, right. Okay.
You have to give over a pineapple.
I thought maybe it's like you have to actually eat a pineapple, so if you come in my mouth, it'll taste okay.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
It's like an etiquette situation.
Yeah.
If I'm with someone new, it's like I'm not used to it all. At least the nice scent of pineapple will kind of get me over the line.
That is a great pickup line. Imagine that as like a pickup move where you go up to someone and you're very clearly drinking pineapple juice, just as like a clue to, hey, maybe I could come in your mouth later on.
Yeah,
you know?
You've just got the 2-liter jug of Spring Valley that you're just fucking chugging out of, dribbling down your face. Your place or mine?
Okay, is pineapple big in Thailand? Do you think there's like a country that has the nicest tasting cum based off?
Oh,
Well,
this is a great question.
Look, Koh Samui is the
I reckon
the home of the
Aussie cum
coconut.
all the way. Aussie cum tastes fucking sick, dude.
You're onto something. You could be onto something, Danielle. I mean, there's got to be some reason why they call it the land of smiles.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
it's famous for coconuts, Koh Samui. So I don't know if anyone out there knows that pineapple notoriously
Ooh, I
changes
would
the
not
taste of your
want some
cum
coconut
flavor.
cream.
No,
You don't think so?
No.
You're not a bounty
You don't want
fan?
a bounty in the mouth?
No, dude, yucky.
I've loaded up on butter chicken. Heaps
Yeah.
of coconut milk in there. You know what that means? I'm ready to go.
Yeah. But it is official. You guys, this isn't a joke. You guys are the first 2 guests announced for the Koh Samui International Podcast Festival 2024, June 9 to 14. Congratulations on getting chosen, because it is quite an extenuating sort of process. Because to choose our guests, we have to sort of figure out, who we want to spend 5 days with, and who's good content for the pod, and also who's not too good that they've got shit to do in June.
It's a real balancing act.
Yeah.
It's a real specific, and that might sound like a diss, but that's actually a really that's a rare skill to have.
Yeah. It's something we look for in a guest. Not heaps of success. Not much in the calendar.
Good enough to have the success, but not should have the success.
Yeah. People that are underrated.
lovely
So
Really
great.
good
Thanks so much,
to be in.
guys.
Thank you.
People with
I
bad
also
management.
noticed that we did have to. We had to submit like our social media followers to you guys and like our analytics and a CV. I don't know about you, Danielle, but I had to write an essay on why I should be chosen.
Yeah.
Thailand.
We looked into.
What
We
did
had
you
to.
put in yours?
I just put a lot of photos of me drinking pineapple juice.
Yeah.
Said,
Yeah.
you do the math.
Yeah. Visual too. That's sort of thinking outside the box. That's what really got us. Yeah.
We had to look into your past, just in case there was anything dodgy, and there was heaps. So you got chosen.
Yeah,
so
and because
congrats.
because you're coming on this, because you're coming with us, you did have to get a working with children check. So that was that was very strenuous for you both. Danielle, I've been on holiday. I didn't get a chance to look over your essay. Remind us again what was in yours.
Honestly, I just put lots of photos of the big pineapple in when I was there, and
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically.
Yeah. That I can see why that kind
tropical
of trumps.
situation. Yeah, I look good in a tropical environment. I fit in. The humidity doesn't get to me too bad.
Yeah.
I'm not going to look as bad as everybody else with a sweat mustache.
That's
Oh my
great.
God.
That's great.
I'm
If
gonna
that's how
look
we.
like pure shit.
That's great.
I can't wait to see your red face cam.
I'm gonna look like such shit. It's great. I'm gonna look like shit. I'm gonna be constantly doing diarrhea. It's gonna be so good.
Yeah.
That salt lamp in the background, that is what your face is going to look like.
Have either of you been to Southeast Asia before? Have you been?
Yeah, I went to Thailand like a year, actually maybe a year and a half ago.
Oh, that's
and
right.
I liked it.
That's right. I forgot.
I was staying
forgot.
on an island again.
I forgot the whole 2 weeks of me going back and forth with you on Facebook, going, "What are you doing now? And what's happening now? And which part of Thailand are you in now?" I forgot about that actually.
Yeah, I'm in the same part of Thailand. I stayed at the same place for 2 weeks and just enjoyed it.
What podcast were you over there with a year and a half ago? Whose show was that?
Yeah.
No, that was just I don't know the name of any other podcast. I was really racking my brain.
Yeah, thank you, Danielle. That's actually a great compliment. That's actually a compliment.
Oh, well, it's a good ad for 2024 riffing on the beach anyway, so yeah.
Mark Maron.
Yeah,
there we go.
You're there for WTF Fest.
There we go. There
what
we go.
Thailand fuck. Yeah, that works. Yeah.
I went to Thailand about 3 years ago for a wedding, and I didn't know anyone at the wedding apart from the couple and my wife.
Apart from the couple.
My wife was
that makes sense. Yeah.
The couple, my wife. My wife was in the wedding party, so she was spending all of her time hanging out with the bride and all the other bridesmaids.
That's brutal.
And I just got lumped with like whoever these fucking guys were just for like a week of hanging out with these dudes.
Man, well, you are prepped for this festival because that's what it's going to be like.
I had a good
Where
time,
your wife in the bridal party? We're busy.
Yeah. You're lumped with a pool full of piss and a heap of strangers. Yeah.
I made friends with one of the guys, and we both went and watched some Muay Thai wrestling or like like Thai boxing stuff.
Yeah.
And he just kept telling me all the way through the boxing. We were there for like 4 hours watching Muay Thai. And he just kept leaning over to me and like whispering in my ear how he could beat up any of the guys that were in the ring.
This is the most like dudes rock story. Just like from just meeting someone.
I could fucking kill that guy. I could fucking kill that guy. Yeah. And then at one point, like they started playing Eminem during like between songs. There was like loud Eminem blaring. And he started rapping along to Eminem in my face.
Right.
That's mad.
I was like, this is the best.
I had the best time.
I loved every second of it.
We were in Vietnam in the middle of last year, me and my girlfriend, and the resort we were at was great. We were having a really great time, and we were sort of like near the end of our stay there. We were starting to go, kind of don't want to leave here. We were going to go do some other stuff afterwards. We were like, should we maybe like extend our stay here? And then the night before we were leaving, the rest of the resort got taken over by a wedding party. It was all these British people, and like the wedding was going to be the next day. And we were sort of like, all right, well, we're choosing the right time to get out because this would just be such a nightmare having to like spend a day here and like work around the like ceremony being in the middle of the resort. But because I'd just gotten a suit tailored, I was like, if we were still going to be here, I would put the suit on and I'd just go down and just have a crack in the wedding. Just see how long I could get away with just being in the middle of this wedding, knowing absolutely no one. And just because there's always there's always like someone there that that you don't. It's not like you know every single person at a wedding.
No, no one's ever sitting at a wedding going, "Who's that guy? He shouldn't be there."
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. I'm like, how long could I get away with it? You'd like to think that maybe like the bride, because it's like a destination wedding.
Yeah.
It's people that have flown from the UK, so it's not like there's 400 people. Like, how long would it get to the point where it's like bride and groom up there mid-ceremony and the bride just going, sorry, just 1 second. Who the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Who's that yellow man? That
who's the man in the lemon
man? You know what? You've just given me a great idea, Tommy, and I've got a name for it. I'm going to pitch it to film studios. Aussie Wedding Crashers.
Oh, yeah.
It's the movie Wedding Crashers, but it's fucking Aussie as.
It's sort of like
Aussie style.
Yeah, and it's like there's like a bit of an Amazing Race element to it, where it's like you're traveling around the world to these like beachside destinations and seeing how many weddings can you crash in the space of
Aussies
a wedding.
in singlets crashing. Aussies in singlets crashing Southeast Asian weddings where you're the only white guys in the weddings.
You get a budget of 50K. How many bridesmaids can you route in the space of a week? And each one has to be in a different country.
This is a great reality show.
This actually is good.
I was thinking of feature film, but I think you've absolutely topped it by saying it's The Amazing Race.
Yeah, and
The Amazing Race, but wedding crashing.
Yeah, I'm on here with my dad. I'm so excited.
So it's wedding crashers crossed with The Amazing Race because it's the wedding crashers element, and then the Amazing Race element is running away from it before you get caught.
The Amazing Race element is you've got a budget, you've got to travel around the world, you've got a week. How many horny bridesmaids at different global destination weddings can you put away with your mate? With your like traveling companion.
Sweaty, and you've got the shits as well.
Yeah.
Trying to fuck.
Yeah, and you've got you've got like plastic over your tattoo that you've gotten like an hour before.
Oh, I think it's like Nick Kappa style. You're in the same tuxedo for the entirety of the show.
I said this on the show years ago, but when I was at uni, I used to have some mates that would, and this is insane, they would get so drunk, and then they would challenge each other to try and pick up in a pub just after they've pissed their own pants, just to see if they could do it.
Wow. That makes our idea seem classy.
And they didn't think it was that weird.
If Aussie Wedding Crashers was too lowbrow for you, then here's a treat. Pub piss.
Yeah. Piss and tell. The reality show. Piss and tell. That's good.
Oh, God.
That's good.
Yeah.
French piss.
Yeah.
I went to, have you heard of Dirty Dick's Theatre Cabaret?
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yes. I went to that
recently,
and it was at the Strathfield Golf Club, and they just sort of had them into a wedding, like a engagement party in one room, and then Dirty Dick's Theatre Cabaret in the other room, and it was just, one of those like bifold doors that would separate your rooms at school that you could just open and slide along.
Yeah.
And the wedding engagement party was like a real classy soiree with like silk dresses. And then when everybody was getting there for the Dirty Dick's Theatre Cabaret, I think the wedding party got confused because you had to come into the bar area. And so it was all of them in their floor-length silver like gowns, and then everybody else got there with like shorts and singlets and Hawaiian shirts and were quite overweight. And then we went into the room, and then they just started like singing ye olden songs about dicks and pussies, which I assume then just bled through the bifold doors into the engagement party.
I had
again. It's really good that you're coming to Koh Samui. Yeah. It's you're really gonna fit in Koh Samui. That's day 3. Hey, that's why we're doing day 3.
Just quickly, speaking of theatre restaurants, Cam, last time you were on here, we talked about, or one of the last times we talked about you working in a theatre restaurant, and I was thinking about that recently, and it unlocked a bit of like a core memory of mine from high school drama class. I was just kind of thinking about that, and then I watched that film Theatre Camp, and I don't think I've ever told this on the show because it was buried in my head, but when I was in year 8, we would have, loved drama, favourite subject at school. We would have, on Fridays, we would have drama as like a double class, but the catch was it was like combined drama and religious education. So we would do like...
Oh, my God.
So any kind of like the drama stuff that we would do had to have like a religious element built into it. And it sucked because it's like...
sucks.
Talk about...
Yeah.
Talk about dodgy the teacher. You get the drama teacher and the religious teacher.
I know,
That's uber dodgy.
That sucks, man. You're doing like Space Jump, but just with the 12 apostles.
100%. All that kind of shit. All that kind of shit. When it's like, that's like, I knew at that age that was what I was interested in. That was like the kind of stuff I wanted to pursue. But you're just like, you're so hemmed in by like everything having to be like religious based. And so we had a lesson, we had like this assignment where we had to like write a play. We'd get into pairs and we had to like write a little play together or like a skit kind of thing. And I was like pretty pumped. I was like doing this with my best mate at the time. But the theme of it had to be like, an anti-drinking thing. You had to do like a little play that would encourage people to not drink. And it's like... We're like 15, 16. We're like, most of us haven't had a drink yet.
Yeah.
And so we think it's awesome. It's like, how exciting is it going to be when we can finally drink? And it's like, no, write this play that's going to convince people not to drink.
So you don't even know what drinking really is. So it's hard to even explain what's bad about drinking when you don't know what's even good about drinking.
Well, so I don't know if it was just if what our play was based on the naivety of not knowing what drinking was, or just us really wanting to be like, we're so jack of everything that we do in this class, having to have some kind of like, namby-pamby religious element to it. So this is an all-boys school, so this is me and my friend Nick, and our sketch that we wrote about not drinking was about a brother and sister that go to a party, they go to a house party, and they don't know that each other is there, and they get so drunk that they fuck.
Yes.
Shut up.
And then they'll wake up the next morning next to each other and they're like, oh my God, I got drunk and accidentally rooted my sister.
Right.
Hang on a second. Did you actually perform this?
Yeah. We performed this. We performed this in front of the whole class. My friend wearing a wig and.
You're fucking kidding me. That's
No, I'm
insane.
not. Like I said, I think it was the combination of we did the best of last year's episodes and thinking about your theater restaurant thing, and then watching that film Theater Camp. It was just all of a sudden this hazy memory comes into focus, and I can see my religious education teacher in the back of my mind, and I'm like, oh, please don't tell me I'm unlocking a bad memory here. Please don't. I can see his face. I really hope this ends up being funny. But yeah, I can't remember if we got good or bad marks or not. But
that's great that you think that at age 16 you don't know what drinking is, so you're like, oh, this is what happens, and then you must have got, of legal age, got into a pub and started getting drunk, and then gone, here we go. Oh fuck, I forgot I'm an only child. I don't get to fuck anyone.
Yeah,
God damn it.
Yeah, maybe that was it. Maybe I was able to write that because I had I was like, it goes to show I don't know much about drinking, but I also don't know anything about having a sibling. You can just accidentally fuck, right?
Because you said that you didn't know that they were at the party. So they were so drunk that they just didn't recognize their sibling.
Yeah, they just didn't recognize each other. Yeah. Yeah. And so...
Do you still have this written somewhere? I would really love to read that.
Well, you know what? So then the next part of this story is I was like, oh yeah, so that was with my friend who I haven't seen in a while. I kind of kept vaguely in touch with him post high school, but he did from those beginnings. He did go on to he studied acting after school, and he was in as one of the band members, the In Excess film.
Wow.
The In Excess telemovie. He's in that.
Wow.
I thought you were going to say this is going to be the great ending to the story. It's like, and that ended up being Paul Hogan. No, that guy ended up playing Kirk Pengilly in a poorly watched documentary about
he's
He's
in a few things. He was in because I looked him up, and he doesn't seem like he's done anything in a while. Last thing he did was
he's probably in jail for fucking his sister.
Yeah, maybe he was in an episode of Winners and Losers.
That's what I thought you were gonna say.
Yeah. He was in the film Holding the Man.
And he went on to fuck his sister.
I want to track him down and touch base and see if he remembers this. I'll try and get the script from him. But
man, rock up at a family reunion of his and just go, hey, remember that script we wrote?
Anyone here absent because they're in jail?
I mean, it's a really good moral and a lesson in your play there, which is like, because that can happen. I've got two younger brothers, and I know anytime I have a beer or two, I end up sucking them both off.
Yeah,
so,
you get.
I don't know.
It
can happen.
At that age, I thought having a crownie kind of turned you into Bugs Bunny on a desert island, where it's just you're just seeing a sibling just morph into a sexy person who you've never met before.
Yeah. You just turn around and see your uncle and go, auga, auga.
Well, Cam, maybe you and I can do a recreation of this beautiful play in Koh Samui on the beach.
Oh, my God.
I can update it for a modern audience.
That's what Chewing Beach needs, more theatre on the beach.
You'd never get away with that these days. We'd get fucking cancelled for putting on a performance like that.
Finally, something dodgy sex-wise in Thailand. This is going to be exciting. Yeah.
Well, that's a really good idea, because we've been talking about, certain things that we could do while we're in Thailand. We could do a music night. That's something we've talked about. Well, we haven't talked about a dinner theatre night, and maybe that's something that we should all.
Yeah, right.
We should put on a dinner theatre show.
So this, what I did in high school, this goes from being a 5-minute performance in front of a class to a full 3-act, and I've got to have I've got to leave gaps for entrees to come out, and
I like this because what Danielle was talking about, that's a thing. Danielle. She was talking about Dirty Dick's Theatre Restaurant because it's sort of back in the 1800s or whatever. We still call it Dirty Dick's, but it's got nothing to do with the 1800s.
Yeah.
It's just the person in the show has a dirty penis.
So
that's why it's called that.
We get to the real crux of the show, where it's me going down on my sister, and and then we pause for the meal. Fish tacos tonight, everyone.
I reckon that's such a great dinner theater premise. Like everyone in the theater restaurant knows that these two siblings are gonna fuck at some point.
And you're just begging. It's like
and the whole night is built around that.
Yeah, and you're like, I'm not gonna want to eat after I watch this, but also I'm gonna spew when I watch. When is the best time to have the food?
The show is all you can eat. But the actual dinner is a la carte. Like it's what you're doing on stage is all you can eat. But
Oh yeah, it's a buffet, but it's like we save so much money because no one touches any of it. The buffet's been there for about 6 months. People come here and they do not eat. This is a fantastic.
Do you reckon
idea.
there's any chance we could approach Thailand pretty well? Could we approach a restaurant and pitch this show to them?
Absolutely.
Just for one night only.
Absolutely.
We want to do a dinner theater show.
Yeah.
If I'll let you in on a hot tip, Cameron James. If you walk into a pub and go, I've got more than 5 people with me, can I run this pub? They will say yes.
Yeah.
So if we bring in 200 people, they will do whatever the fuck we want.
Can we put on the white robes and the hoods and just have a little meeting? Oh, there's 8 of you. If you're all drinking, then sure thing.
Yeah. Can we burn down your venue? Yes, but there's a $100 bar spend. So if you do that, you can absolutely torch the joint. Yeah.
Well, I like the idea that, like I said, I was, this friend of mine, he was, was in the In Excess Teller movie. I remember it was like a bit of a thing of people I was still in touch with from school. They were like, wow, this is like a pretty, it's kind of happening for him. And then looking him up and he's got no online presence. I haven't seen him act in anything in a while. It's like maybe he is just looking for work. Maybe we dip into the budget and we fly him over to Thailand to reprise his role of my sister that gets fucked by me.
I mean, that is literally selling ice to the Eskimos, flying a man over to Thailand to pretend to be a woman.
Yeah,
I mean, come on.
There's no one over there that could do this. There's no one over there that could do this. We need to chopper you in. Yeah, right. I'll do some investigating with people I still know from school and see if anyone's still in touch with him. If I can get his recollection on this.
Only if you hit up those people from school and tell them why you're trying to get in touch. Go,
oh yeah.
Do you remember the play? Do
you
remember the play we did?
I love the idea that I get in touch with him and it's like I've just completely invented all of this in my head. He's just got like a completely different memory. Yeah. It's like, no, it was a drunk driving accident. Oh fuck. Oh sorry, I guess.
It was a drunk driving video where I ate out my sister.
Oh, fucking hell. Sorry, I heard Jaws of Life and I just kind of I invented something else in my head.
Yeah, I thought you said blow into this, officer.
Anyway, sorry, Danielle.
No, I am really enjoying it. I'm imagining you in the drunk driving car crash going full method, getting in a coma, and this is what's happened in your head.
Yeah.
You're in a coma, and it's like someone stands next to Tommy and goes, and that's what happens when you fuck your sister.
Yeah.
Guys, don't do that.
Yeah. I get bonked on the head, and instead of just like reliving the same day over and over and over, I've invented a sister that I've also rooted. That's my 51st dates.
Maybe in Thailand you had so much pina colada that also she just needed to taste the pineapple.
Oh yes, you're right. So in this updated theatre restaurant version, the play is happening. It's taking place in Thailand as well. It's not just set at a house party in suburban Melbourne. It's okay.
We could do that. We could do this in Koh Samui.
It's a modern take.
Yeah, we could do this in Koh Samui one night.
If your friend can't come. If your friend can't come, then it's everybody's in it, and you have no idea until the end who the sibling is.
Oh yeah, so that's our Masked Singer version.
Really do a mystery.
Oh, so it's like a whodunit. It's
who's Tommy's sister?
The Masked Sister.
The Masked Sister. Yes.
Oh my god.
That's great. That's great.
We've got Husey there guessing. It's like, now judging from the moans, I think that might be Whitney Houston playing the sister. Oh wow. Okay. All right. This is a good. I thought we were just going to talk about like you guys being excited to go for a swim and eat some fresh seafood, but we're having a real planning meeting here. This is great. You guys are like officially on like the board of directors now.
Yeah.
You're on the events committee.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys are part of this. You can't get out of it now. Yeah, that's great. But maybe one night, there might be one special night where we all have dinner together in the resort, and we just make sure that the staff only bring out pineapple juice. And everyone gets one, and then goes, "Oh fuck, it's on tonight." This is horny night in Koh Samui.
Well, I know what's going to happen. I'm going to this is in 6 months' time. I'm going to have forgotten this discussion. I actually at breakfast, I am partial to a pineapple juice with breakfast. Great little compliment to a little omelette or a toast or whatever. And I'm sure I'm going to have forgotten all this and just have listeners come up to me and like point at my little glass of pineapple juice and be like, all right, I see what's going on here.
Yeah. Meet you around the back of the shuttle sheds.
I also was nervous about bringing up that drama play story. It just felt like it fit in with what Cam and Danielle were talking about. I thought, this is a bit of a deviation from all the Samui stuff, but I'll just wedge it in here because it's a good moment. And then now it's now ended up influencing the entire week over in Thailand. I never could have predicted that it would become so embedded in our plans for the festival.
Yeah.
Hey. Oh, I think if anybody has a camera, let's bring it. Let's do a multiple camera setup so we can send it off to a short film festival as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
What they think.
Yeah. Does Thailand have their own version of Trop Fest?
Or pitch it as a sitcom. We could pitch it as a sitcom to Channel 10 or ABC.
Wow, that's a hell of a pilot episode. Guy fucks his sister, and then we're hoping that this lasts for 10 seasons.
No,
well, it happens every episode. I think it's going to be one of those things.
No, it's
like how I fucked your sister.
How I fucked your sister every week.
Yeah,
it's the ultimate episode of Knocked Up Abroad.
Yeah.
So it's your sister, but it's also a bloke. So it's like we have to finish here. You can't elevate that any further.
So it's like it's how I fucked your sister. So it's narrated by someone else. We get like a famous comedian doing the voiceover, and it's like every time our main character picks someone up and is rooting, you think, oh well, this is it. We've arrived at the titular "How I fucked your sister," and then it's the big. Every time, no, it's not actually her. It's not actually her.
Yeah, every time you fuck a man in a wig, you think we all think, this is the.
Here we go. This is wow. They didn't announce that this was the final season. This is like a cool way of doing it.
Tommy has fucked 3 men in wigs this week so far. Are we ever going to find out which one's the sister?
We have. Who would have thought that one concept could lead to so many different pitches? I thought Aussie Wedding Crashers was the best thing we were going to cook up on this episode. Why are we spending our money going to Thailand when we should be starting our production company and churning out this stuff?
Yeah. Also, how is Koh Samui going to live up to these ideas?
I know. Yeah.
Well, man,
I'm worried because I'm also bringing 2 of my sisters on the trip. I'm worried that they're going to get the wrong idea of what I bought them over for.
Yes, you are bringing 2 of your sisters, Danielle. No. You're sharing a room with 2 sisters. You've been
sitting on that for the last 15 minutes, being like, now should I drop this detail in or is this?
Well, I thought that only one of them would want to come, and then the other one was like, yeah, I'll come, and I was like, oh, I didn't think you'd want to come.
Yeah.
You never want to hang out. And then, but the other one, so I sent you that video. She's the one who caught that baby pig at Christmas. It was a feral pig. She caught it. She sent me a video of her holding it. And then
she just reached out. Just reached out in the bush and caught a pig.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, it was a baby. She sent this horrible. She was like, yeah. I was like, how'd you catch it? She was like, oh, it's such a fresh baby. Its eyes haven't even opened yet. And then she sent me a separate.
Oh, no.
Of how far away. Yeah, because they are feral and there's nothing, you do have to get rid of them. Anyway, when I was like, we're going to go to Thailand, Koh Samui, she was like, well, what's there to do in Koh Samui? And then I sent her like a list of things around, and then she said, Pig Island! I've always wanted to go to Pig Island!
Yes.
Yeah, this is great.
We can snorkel with the pigs!
We can send her out into the jungle to hunt for the dinner that we serve at the theatre restaurant. This can be like a whole family affair.
You did send me a video of your sister catching a pig, and I so slowly crept through that video because I was like, I've heard all these stories about your family. I know in 5 seconds I'm going to see a video of your sister gutting a pig.
Man.
I can't watch this.
There's no reason to eat that tiny pig. She wouldn't eat that pig.
Well, I don't know your rules.
It's a feral species, so you do have. She did have.
Oh, you just got to. She's an exterminator, right?
But yeah, but it,
How did
so
she
there-
kill her? Was
so
it
there-
like
hang on.
execution style? Just gun to the back of the head?
Listen, she
I like-
killed it in the humane way. The humane way. Yes, gun to the head. Okay, that's the humane way.
I like how you're like, oh, like I was like, oh, I thought I was gonna have to see a pig like get gutted, and you're like, no, it's not like that. She killed it off air. Oh, sorry for being so weird about it.
She's clearly not in the
Shoot
business.
and hold the camera
You
at
got to
the
film
same
that.
time.
That's content. That's content.
She could do like, when you stay at a resort and you'll get there and there's like a list of like, things you can do every day. It's like 11 a.m. necklace making on the beach. It can be like Danielle's sister teaches a pig killing workshop.
Oh yes.
At midday in the lobby.
Now look, you guys are official parts of the festival, so we can't really enforce laws on siblings of people part of the festival. But can we please put in a
She's
request?
not going to kill any
Don't-
pigs on
good.
the festival.
Right.
Yeah.
Good.
Not on
because-
festival grounds like Disney World. Any
No.
any pig deaths
Yeah.
have to happen out in the car park, so we can technically say that.
Yeah. Because there is. You're right.
She
There is a
wants to
pig island.
snorkel with the pigs and that's it.
Yeah. There is a
She
pig
doesn't wanna
island.
kill
So
them.
wait, I don't know anything about this. Is Pig Island near Koh Samui?
Yes,
Can you get there
yes.
easily?
Yeah,
God,
yeah,
Why have we
yeah.
never gone to Pig Island?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
let's go this time. Let's go
Yeah,
this time.
let's go to
on
Pig
a,
Island.
You go on a little boat,
Yeah.
and there's like sort of domesticated pigs or friendly pigs, and you can swim with them and
Yeah.
shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Domesticated
Can you-
pigs on Pig
Oh,
Island.
never mind.
Yeah.
And they're just
They're not feral, so they don't have to worry.
so you just get there, it's a little island, there's someone like greets you when you check in, when you get in with the ferry, and then it's just they're just running around
Yeah,
doing
it's
their
just-
thing.
Yeah, it's
They're
like
just
this
hanging
tiny
out.
little island.
Yeah, right. So
Yeah.
it's like a pig sanctuary.
Yeah, sort of.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Damn.
It's like
guess they just live in
Epstein's
there.
Island.
And the
That's
guy that greets you when you get off the boat, is he just like, guys, please don't kill the pigs, and
Yeah.
please don't fuck the pigs either. Okay,
yeah.
like let's
He's
just
wearing a
swim with them, pat them, play with them.
Yeah.
He's wearing an epic bacon t-shirt, so it sends a bit of a mixed message when you turn up.
I'm,
man.
Bacon is my spirit animal.
Obviously I'm super excited for this, guys. It's going to be the 5th anniversary of the last time that we went there, so it's been quite a while.
yeah.
It's a bit of a it's a post-COVID getaway for a lot of people that haven't been overseas yet. Like, it's the sign that we're back, baby. It's a sign COVID's gone. I always thought the sign COVID's gone when the newspapers were back in McDonald's, but they're still not back in McDonald's. I don't think my McDonald's don't have a newspaper. You know when they used to have newspapers and they were and now they sort of don't. They used to be
I've never
coated
read a
in fucking
newspaper at
burger.
McDonald's.
You've
never
never
gone
read
there.
I don't
to-
think I've ever read a newspaper in a McDonald's either.
Really?
I read my newspapers at Hungry Jack's. Thank you.
Oh, okay. The papers are better.
Wait,
Yeah,
so
right,
do you
okay.
just want to go to see if they've got the newspapers back in the McDonald's in Thailand?
Oh, that would be
that's the
good.
test. You're
That
going
would be
global.
good.
It's like when every continent has the newspapers back in the McDonald's.
Yeah.
That's when we know
When they've
officially
got-
COVID
If
done.
they've got the Bangkok Times back in Chewing Beach McDonald's, we're back. We're back, baby.
If Thai Ginger Megs is
yeah.
riding his little billy cart down Sukhumvit Road, then I know that COVID is over.
So I've booked in the resort, right? So this is the insane thing, right? So we did a couple of tiny little ads in the last couple of weeks, and that's all. We haven't really talked about it in the content of the show, and it's gone crazy. So we at time of recording, I think we're 3/4 full. It's crazy. If this is your first time really actually thinking about it, hearing about it, get onto it, because I've booked out an entire resort, and the entire resort is nearly full. Which is just crazy. It's a new resort from last time. So the 3 that we did in previous years, that was the Ozo Resort. We've gone to a new place called The Stay. It's up the other end of the beach. It's in a really busy, nice part with heaps of great restaurants and bars and nice bit of the beach, all that sort of stuff. But
Do you think maybe we were able to get a good deal because The Stay might be the worst name for a resort? Like for Googling purposes, Stay resort. That's
Yeah.
and then just every resort is going to come up. Yeah,
Yeah.
we've got stays for
Stay
you.
Thailand.
You can stay here.
yeah. Oh man, it was so hard to get onto, because the thing is, we did 3 festivals at this place called the Ozo, because after the first one they got it and they're like, yeah, come back, because you've got like 1 million Australians that don't have the wherewithal to sort of walk outside of the resort and go and get a beer anywhere else. So we'll just sit here all day and drink and eat. So they're like, this is insane. This is the best deal. What was happening was other resorts were coming up to that resort and saying, how how can we get one of these?
Headhunting.
How does this happen? How can we get one of these? So, but it's really hard to explain to other
You have to
resorts.
fuck your sister, and then all this can be yours.
Yeah. It's really hard. It's really hard to talk to people that English isn't their first language about like what this is. So officially with the Stay Resort, what they believe this is a group company party with nightly presentations. So if you can just pack some pie charts, guys. So we can just hold them up at night every night in the middle of a podcast. That would really help us out.
Well, this is what we had wristbands the last time we did it to sort of differentiate that people were ticket holders for the festival. What we need for this one is we need fake company polo shirts that everyone has to wear to show that they're all part of this company retreat that we're on.
And name badges.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now we need to cook up. Now we need to like make a fake company, a fake website. We need to have this is like our offshore holding account.
Okay. We need new merch. We need a company.
We need a fake company that this retreat can be a part of.
Yes.
And everyone bit more annoying. Last time you just had a wristband to show that you'd bought a ticket. This time you do have to be wearing a polo shirt.
You have to wear a polo shirt for 5 days.
Consecutive days.
Yeah.
And it's long sleeve. It's like a nice wool cotton blend.
Yeah, and of course your company slacks, so you have to wear it all the time.
Yeah, the tickets are an extra $400 to accommodate this luxurious material that we're making the long sleeve,
beautiful cotton
polo out of.
Yeah. Yeah.
What if we made it a long sleeve swimming rashie so they could wear it in the pool as well?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
From the sun.
Yeah, that's good.
And also
a company wetsuit.
Just funny to see.
Yeah,
the company rash.
That'd be good. The company wetsuit, so it makes it easy for you guys to piss in the pool.
Yeah,
that's
great. There we go.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
And piss anywhere. In a wetsuit, you can really piss anywhere.
Yeah.
That's what's good
about
it.
It's going to keep you warm even at a restaurant. Yeah, that's a good idea.
So I think this does give us like some kind of theme for content over the multiple podcasts that we do every night. Because I think maybe at least the first night we need to go on there and we need to sort of keep a bit of a low profile. So maybe the theme of the first podcast is we actually do treat it like it's the company retreat presentation. So we have to spend an hour. We have to come up with like some fake graphs and some we really do have to all treat it like
an AGM. Maybe we could talk about the year just gone in our company.
And then final night we can just let our hair down and go, it's a podcast about cum.
Well, I think this is good because we're going to be going through analytics and like audience metrics and what people are responding to. That's the kind of stuff in our presentations.
Yep.
And by the end of the week, what we have realized is that our audiences respond to dinner theater shows about incest. And so the final show is putting on our demo version of this dinner theater incest show that we're going to be touring.
I think
this is going to be great. So the first night we ever did it in Ozo, like they didn't know what was going to happen, and so all it was us screaming the word cunt at each other for an hour. And so then the next day, everyone in the resort, all the other people, we didn't book out the entire resort. There was normal people in the resort, and they all got a warning under their doors the next day going, hey, if you want to maybe go and get dinner down the road tonight, that'd be probably a good idea. Yeah. So maybe that's what everyone's going to, that's what everyone's going to get the second morning of the 2024 festival. Can everyone in this company stop pissing in the pool and fucking their sister? That would be really great.
Wait, I think I've got it. I think I've got what our company retreat can be. We're the pineapple division of Spring Valley.
Oh,
we're here. We're on a fact-finding mission. Are we using the best pineapples? Should we look into some sort of trade agreement with Thailand?
What about this? Because weed is legal in Thailand at the moment, and edibles are legal. There's a million weed shops and stuff in.
Yeah, it happened like the week before I went last time.
Yeah.
Holy.
So what about?
I'm going to be stoned.
So
I'm going to be so freaking stoned.
I want that on a t-shirt.
They're not even pigs.
Wow, I wonder what you might get up to with your sister after a few gummies. I can't wait to find out.
Maybe we're a locomotive company from Australia called the Pineapple Express.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
That's not too bad.
Yeah,
that's not too bad.
Yeah. So look, fingers crossed. So apparently, what happened in Thailand was they made it legal, right? So every second shop in like any touristy sort of areas like Koh Samui and Bangkok and stuff like that, every second shop is like a weed and gummy shop because they made this like new law where weed was legal, but for people with for medicinal reasons. But they forgot to say that basically you have to prove that you need it for medicinal reasons. So then every shop is now just a weed shop, and there's nothing to like stop you.
They're not checking.
They're not checking anything.
Yeah, they're not checking prescriptions for like dexamphetamines or anything like that. So why would they be checking for?
But that's sort of
I've got anxiety.
Yeah, that's sort of under the counter.
I'm on the beach and I've got anxiety.
Yeah.
I'm so stressed about getting sunburned. I need a weed gummy to chill myself out.
Yeah. Yeah. I've just had 17 beers, but can I have some Valium because I can't get to sleep? So they're currently looking into it, and they're like, the rumor is they're going to close this clause, right? But at the moment, there's so many tourists coming in off the back of it that they're like, oh, we'll just give it a few months. So we're really hoping that window is like opening as far as June. Hopefully.
Yeah, I wonder, like, once you've let the genie out of the bottle, I wonder if you can really put it back in. If they're all like, if they've set up and everything.
If they close it in March or something like that, in April, every second shop is going to be open. It's going to be empty. Like,
man, I'm excited. I've never hit the gummies. Maybe this will be my big thing for Thailand 2024.
Yeah. Well, you can take them live on stage. I think that's a good idea.
I think that's I can't see anything going wrong with that.
So the stay resort is our home, and I don't know. I did something the other day. When was the last time? I don't think I've ever felt this nervous, or scared's probably too strong a word, but I got so nervous the other day. I can't remember the last time I've been this nervous. Have you guys been genuinely as an adult properly nervous for a while?
Yeah.
About what?
Yeah.
About lots of things.
Like what? Like no, but like properly.
Just like
I thought
that's
I was
why he has that prescription for Thailand weed.
Yeah.
I thought I was.
I'm nervous, doctor. Oh, I'm so nervous. I need a fucking gummy on the beach.
I thought I was going to have an anxiety attack the other day. I went to the bank because like I've got this deal with the resort, right? And so now it's time to pay them. And so then I went, okay, well, I'll just bank transfer them. But I'm paying them like 50% of booking out an entire resort for like a week. And it's a lot of money. And I just went, I'm just going to bank transfer this. And I'm like, oh, man, I feel so nervous about this. I'm going to go into the bank. So I went physically into the bank and went, I'd like to make a deposit transfer sort of thing. And they're like, okay. And I'm like, yeah, I feel really, really nervous. I just need a lot of help with this. I just want to be sure I'm making the right decision and I'm doing the right thing. And they're like, what are you doing?
And they're like, they're bringing in like the mortgage broker and the interest rate calculator. They're like, this guy's wanting to buy a house. This is great. We're going to have this guy on the hook.
Yeah. And I'm like, no, can I transfer $30,000 to a Thai bank account? and they're like, what? And I'm like, yeah, is this, look,
I'm not sure I'm making the right decision.
Yeah. And I'm like really nervous about it. I'm like, am I doing the right thing? And they're like, what is this?
Again, no one buys this. The lady doth protest too much. You've been sending money to Thailand for years to cover the other family.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd never done anything like this before.
Hey,
I'm so nervous.
That was all Western Union. That was untraceable. This is on record. I need receipts for this shit. Okay.
That's what they call it over there, Western Union.
Yeah.
You do look like you would be one of the people on 90 Day Fiancé.
Yeah. Were you dressed like this? Were you in a hoodie and running shorts when you went in? Please tell me you're fucking sending that much money. You at least put a shirt on.
Maybe. No, I did not have a shirt on. No, there's no way. No,
so
and
this is a different resort to where Handsome Carl was.
Oh yeah,
What's
the guy Danielle was on an episode. See, Danielle, this was not even that long ago, but this is like 9 trips ago to Thailand for Carl. Danielle was on an episode.
I just keep thinking about
right after you'd gotten back from a resort, and there was like a guy there that was like a handsome version of you that you thought it was obsessed with.
That's right. No. This is. I've never actually. This is the thing.
Tried to get away from him.
Yeah. I was explaining to the bank manager or whatever, and I was like saying to an assistant, and I'm saying, oh look, I'm just trying to send all this money to this resort, and like, I'm just really nervous about doing it on my own. Can you sort of do it with me? And they're like, okay. And they're like, what are you nervous about? I'm like, I'm sending $30,000 to Thailand. That's what I'm nervous about.
Yeah.
And they're like, do you know the people? And I'm like, well, not really.
I've emailed them.
Yeah. And they're like, and I said, it's this resort. And I say, it's this resort. And they go, have you been there? And I go, no. And they're like, okay. All right. And I go, well, I'd sort of been really nervous because there's been a scam, someone that I know who's been part of a scam, like literally a couple of days before it. So I'd been like,
right.
It's at my front of mind.
It's all adding up. What's the name of the resort? The Stay.
Yeah.
Stay Thailand.
Yeah. But like, this is literally it. So I'm getting super nervous about it. I'm like going, I don't know. I just want to make sure it's going to the right people or, all that sort of stuff. And I go, surely you have some tricks or whatever. You're a bank. You would come across scams and you'd have anti-scam sort of like, ways to do things all the time. And the girl goes, so what's the name of it? And I said, the Stay Resort. And then she literally gets on Google in front of me and Googles the Stay Resort. And it comes up on Google Maps and she goes, no, it looks like it exists. You're fine. You can just send it. I'm like, I've fucking done that before. I've actually Googled to make sure it exists. I'm not that fucked in the head. Like, someone didn't like email me and just make up the name of a resort.
Oh, darling, I need to borrow $30,000 to buy a resort.
Yeah.
I can pay you back next week, I promise.
Yeah.
Love, Carl's auntie.
Yeah.
Well, all right. I guess I.
So that was what did ANZ have the
Falcon?
The Falcon.
Yeah, the Falcon.
Yeah, apparently that's the Commonwealth Bank version of the Falcon. By the way, it's a 23-year-old girl in the bank googling the Stay. No, it looks like it's there. Okay, you're all good. Chuck the 30K over.
Well, I got my identity stolen through the ANZ Bank. Someone applied to them for a loan under my name and got $10,000. So they're clearly not on it. So maybe if she had have gone to the Commonwealth Bank, they would have Googled Tommy Dassolo and just gone the street view on Google Maps and seen me there and gone, hey, you're not him.
No, no. Look at what you've done in your life and go, no, do not lend 10 grand to him.
Do not lend 10.
That.
He's going to spend it on buying all the rooms at a resort to put on a dinner and show about insects. But so you sent the money through the bank.
Yep.
They've received it. They acknowledged receipt. It all went okay.
I've sent them I've been dealing with a young man, the young manager of the hotel. Now this is what I like. This is the guy that I'm dealing with. Because the other thing is, I'd never spoken to this guy, the manager. I'd only done it on email. And as soon as I walked out of that bank, I'd like shit my pants. And I was like, I'm gonna ring this guy. I ring this guy in Thailand, and then I realized as I'm ringing him, as he picks up, what am I saying? Why am I ringing him now?
Do you think Mike White's going through all this right now with the White Lotus?
Yeah.
Having to go into his bank and go, I promise we got Parker Posey on board. It's going to be great.
Yep.
Just send the money over there. It's all going to be good.
Hang on. Let's Google the White Lotus. Oh, that's a thing. Yeah, that's a thing.
Wait, it says here that resort's in Italy.
Yeah.
They scammed you.
So that's the big tip is that's going to be in Koh Samui, maybe before or during.
They've announced a lot of the cast, and they start filming in February around Thailand.
Yeah.
So it could.
I saw a site that said
could maybe blow out.
Some of it's going to be. There's only 3 choices. I think there's only 3 options, and one of them's Koh Samui.
I think it's that they're filming in 3 separate locations.
Yeah.
So it's it's probably like the resort that the show is set in.
Yes.
Is Koh Samui.
Yes.
But then they're also filming in Bangkok. Presumably because So
there's a 4 seasons in Samui. So that's
I don't know how that would be. I mean, that would be Cam. I know you're a big fan of that show, Danielle. I mean, most people are pretty into the White Lotus.
Everybody watched it.
If we get a little squizit, Parker Posey and Mike White down the street shooting a scene, God, that would just make my fucking year. Hey, want to come play my sister in a little show I'm putting on?
I'm going to put it out there. Look, the Stay is a very lovely resort, and you're going to get a great little bit of value for money. But it is never going to be chosen for the fucking White Lotus.
Oh no, I know, but they, down the street, on the beach, you have to assume that it'll be around. It's like, anyway.
Yeah. I don't know what color lotus we would film at the Stay. The yellow lotus,
the yellow,
the brown lotus.
Yeah. So I've been dealing with the cluster sales manager, Rashanon Namnai.
Okay.
But what I love about him is
Dox
that
him.
he does that. Yes. Yeah. Sorry.
Rationon at
Sorry,
thestay.com. There you go,
Rationon.
guys.
Yeah.
Hit him up.
Yeah. But he's got that great thing where he's clearly only dealing with like Western customers all the time. So you know that thing where it used to be like I know that in Maryborough we had a bunch of fish and chip shop owners that were Greek and they would come to this country and then change their name because people in country towns would not be like, what the fuck is this name? So they just call themselves Bill or whatever. So this guy, Rationon, so I'm not supposed to deal with him with that name, Rationon Namnai. His name that he goes by for me, for the dumb Westerner, Alan. Just Alan. Yeah.
No last name?
Nah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so, man,
Like
if you got to...
Cher.
Yeah.
Like Madonna, but just Alan.
Alan.
One of the worst Western names. Like, fucking hell.
Pretty good.
Give yourself, call yourself Elvis. Call yourself Fonzie.
Yeah.
Not fucking Alan.
Yeah, I like
Bruce.
that.
But then
like
I was thinking about, what I think it is? I think it's because, I reckon the biggest Thai Western crossover movie in the last 50 years would be The Hangover 2.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh.
okay.
Yeah, so he's seen Zach Galifianakis' role in that, Alan, and just gone, okay, well, that's what cool people are called in the West, Alan.
Well, I was more thinking like what we've talked about where like if you go on any kind of like ferry or if you're in any kind of communal area in Thailand where they're just playing something that everyone can watch.
Yeah.
I thought his name would be based on that. So you're just getting emails from a guy called Bean.
Yes! Yes.
Everywhere you go in Thailand, if you're on a ferry, they just have Mr. Bean playing constantly because it's like everyone in the world can watch this regardless of what language they speak.
Let's go. I'll see if I'll find out if it still exists. But there's a bar in Koh Samui down the main street where you go in there. And the bar literally only fits. It's smaller than your spare room. It fits about 8 people. And in this, and there are 3 giant paintings of Mr. Bean.
Yes.
I don't know why. It's not a Mr. Bean themed bar. There's just 3 huge pictures of Mr. Bean. So we'll try and find out if that's.
It's
that's
not
thing.
a Mr. Bean themed bar.
No, but it has 3 giant pictures of Mr. Bean.
What could take place in a Mr. Bean themed bar? You have to like drink your cocktail comes served in a whole turkey that gets put on your head. That would be kind of cool.
You get there's a hole in the top of the turkey and you pour a shot through the turkey.
You get a haircut, you got the bowl on your head, you get a little straw coming out of the bowl that's like you're drinking out of that.
You get delivered from your hotel in a 3-wheeled car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one where he puts himself in his little bag. You got to go in there to like drink your way out of.
Well, by the
bag.
end of the night, after you drink all the petrol in all the cocktails, you come out talking like Mr.
You're
Bean.
not-
Either
you're
not at all, or
fully
like
non-verbal. Yeah.
By the way, Danielle, I love the idea that it's not a Mr. Bean themed bar. They just happen to have 3 giant Mr. Bean paintings.
Yes.
Hand painted oil masterpieces.
Yes.
Up on the wall.
And the staff are furious if you ever call it a Mr. Bean themed
Yeah.
bar.
Because that's
No.
so much more. The story of
We're
that
not
is
Mr.
so
Bean.
much more interesting to me because it's like if it's a Mr. Bean themed bar, it's like we just love Mr. Bean and we wanted to like really honor him with this. But what that says is just that like someone connected with this bar is a great painter and they love Mr. Bean. You know what I mean? Like that's I want to know more about that person that's just in the studio churning out these paintings of Mr. Bean.
Also,
Churning out beans.
just to be clear.
What if Rowan Atkinson just came to Koh Samui and they didn't know who Mr. Bean was? And this painter just saw him and thought, that is an interesting looking man. We used to see some portraits.
Yeah.
And they have no idea that it's Mr. Bean.
Right.
That's
That's what I would
Oh
like.
my God.
That is a good bit if you were like really famous in like an English speaking country, but you knew that your work had like not ever really translated abroad. Like it had never been translated because it's like too verbal or whatever. And so you just go and you're like sitting for like caricature artists in the street and then they're like having a little like side by side. Yeah. And then other tourists are coming past and being like, holy fuck, that's Bryan Cranston.
It's crazy as well because, anytime you walk past a caricature artist, they've always got a Mr. Bean.
There's always a Mr. Bean.
Atkinson is just constantly walking around,
Yeah.
being like,
That's
I
his
say for
marketing.
every caricature artist everywhere.
It's a good point.
He's getting his brand out there.
Well, for years we've been talking about buying our own bar in Thailand, having like a Dum Dum bar in Thailand. Maybe Rowan Atkinson actually, bit the bullet and actually did it, and this is his bar.
Oh, he does. He's a silent. He doesn't want it to be being themed, but he just wants some recognition in there that he's bankrolled the whole thing.
Yeah,
but you're right, Danielle. Bean is like. He's kind of like the test pattern of like caricature artists. It's like the color bars on your screen to like calibrate the settings of your TV. If you're a caricature artist, if you can't nail a Bean, pack the pen up and fuck off. Like it's all there.
Yeah, you have no business. Yeah. You have no business being a caricature artist.
That's your your Greenfields or whatever you call it. That's your chopsticks when you're playing the piano.
Exactly. That's just it's your warm up. It's your like, hey, look, we all know what Mr. Bean looks like. He's very fruity looking. There we go. There's my cracker. It's like, all right, you've nailed him.
Fruity.
He's got the big schnoz. He's got the.
Is that fruity? Does he look fruity?
Well, I don't know.
He's fruity.
I mean, when I say fruity, I mean in the.
Yeah.
When I say fruity, I mean in like the pineapple sense, as in like I want to drink Mr. Bean's cum. That's what I mean.
You want to flick? You want to flick Mr. Bean?
I want to flick his bean. Yeah.
I remember buying. My parents went to Thailand when I was in high school, and they came back with a bunch of DVDs, and one of them was a series of Blackadder, but it was called Mr. Bean Back in Time or something.
Oh, yes!
Oh, hell yeah.
I love the idea that that's just all part of it. Like, at some point, Mr. Bean could talk, and then he stopped talking in the 90s.
He's seen too much.
Mr. Bean BC.
Yeah.
That's great.
He's been alive for hundreds of years. He's just worn out the vocal cords. He's exhausted.
Hang on, he de-evolved.
Yeah.
He went forward in time and forgot how to talk.
Well, he's like, you become a little less kind of engaged as you get to like your 90s and whatever. Like Well, Cam, not to throw in too many plans for the week, but since you bring it up, I'm putting out a special, probably maybe just before or just after we've been in Thailand. Danielle and Cam, you're both in it, and this is something I was thinking the other day, just to get the kind of the word out there a little bit more. I am gonna burn a copy onto DVD. I'm gonna get some DVDs made up with like a bad cover. The title's wrong. There's just like a photo of like Tommy Tiernan and Tommy Little on the front. And I'm gonna have a day where I just set up like a little card table just on the street. It's not going to be the version that'll be on YouTube. I'm going to film a new version of it where it's on a screen and people are watching it and standing up, walking in front of it.
Can I walk in front of it all day?
Yeah. So I'm going to I'll get like a dozen of these made up or whatever, and I'm going to sit on the street and see if I can flog some bootleg copies just to sort of, just to make it go. I mean, it's already on YouTube, but just to make it go a bit more global, get the word out there a bit more.
Yeah. That's great.
I'd love to see that. Do you know there's a guy in Melbourne who's still doing that? He's going to Thailand, bringing them back and selling them.
Really?
But there's not even
Christmas.
We've talked about this. You can't even get them in Thailand anymore. Like the last time I went to Bangkok, there was like one table in all of Bangkok that I could find that was like burning stuff off Netflix still. And it's like, this is fucking insane.
Well, I have no idea where he's getting them, but Jono's brother, he's like 10 years older than him. He's like, I don't know, in his 40s. And he was at Christmas and he was like, this guy I know, you ask him, he'll bring you any DVD you want. Any DVD you want. He's got them all. He's got all the new ones. He's got Man on Fire 3. You want to see that?
White Lotus 4. Yeah.
And I didn't know that still happened anywhere. I didn't know people had DVDs full stop anymore.
That's what we should do. We should film what we do with the Inbred Theatre Restaurant and just make the new cover White Lotus Season 3.
Oh, yeah.
In Thailand.
The DVDs being phased out, you really have lost such a great character, because my cousin was telling me once he was mates with a guy who worked at a video store or like a DVD store, and he was like, every DVD that comes in, he burns it before he puts it on the shelf. He copies it before he puts it on the shelf. So he's just got a folder. Any DVD you want, it's in there. Like that guy, like that character type that's just like, you know what I mean? Like their big boast is they can get their hands on any movie. Yeah. That used to be, that used to be an asset. Man. That used to be something to be proud of.
Did you ever have that guy that would like come back from Bali on holidays and come back on the Monday and just bring in like 50 DVDs?
Yeah.
Check this
out.
Check
it out, boys.
20 of them don't work, but This is pretty cool.
There's no guy now that's like, I've got this mate, every streaming service, he's got it. He's subscribed to all of them. Netflix, Apple, Prime, Disney, Binge. He's got all of them. All of them. He's got all of them. Any series you want, he's got it.
He's got Disney. You want to come around to his place, you can watch any season of The Simpsons you want. Honestly.
Frozen, the little animated extra shorts of Frozen that they've made. He's got it all. He's got it all.
I've got a DVD burner if you need it.
Oh, do you?
Oh,
do you genuinely?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Fuck
bring it over.
Let's
bring it back to Thailand.
Yeah, even just a player is hard to find these days.
Yeah.
Yeah, it cost me so much.
So, guys, you are the first announcement. We still have a couple of announcements to go, but including we're still on the hunt. We're still looking for another guest or two. So. If you have any ideas, like we're spitballing guests, like in terms of the Australian comedy scene, I mean, who do you think would be a good fit for traveling to Thailand? I mean, I really have a bit of a soft spot for what if we brought Fiona O'Loughlin or Greg Fleet to Thailand. I think that would be really safe and be a really positive and good idea.
I mean, it'd give us, like I said, we do...
Carl, I don't think that's a good idea.
Huh? What?
I honestly don't think that's a good idea because they're both addicts, so I think that would be a really bad idea.
Right.
Okay. I just want to see I just want to see a security dog at the airport actually have a red rocket and actually come. Just a sniffer dog.
Do they get hard on?
Yeah. That, if you're carrying that much, a sniffer dog has a big old orgasm.
They come if they smell heroin.
So that's why they sit, so the handler can see their dick.
Yeah. There's a bit of a system. If it's weed, it just kind of like gets a little bit, bit floppy, a little bit of blood in it.
Yeah.
If it's like full mask, then that's cocaine, and if it's just shooting jizz, then there's heroin in that bag.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I think bringing someone like that over would be good, just in the sense that, like, we're there for 5 days. We got to churn out a lot of content in those few days, and there's going to be a lot to talk about if we've got Fiona and Greg loose on the streets of Thailand. There's going to be no shortage of stuff to talk about.
I mean, imagine trying to get them on a plane to come back. It would be the entire storyline of the festival. Just like, where are they?
Yeah, and then it gives us a lot of content when we get back, which is also important.
Well,
like so you're saying, no, Greg, we're going to Pig Island again. We're going to Pig Island. We're not going to play.
Greg, are you crazy? How could you not want to go to Pig Island? It's going to be so fun.
All of a sudden, Danielle's sister slaughtering the whole entire inhabitants of Pig Island is just a footnote of this festival.
Well, if that happens and we bring Greg, I think we can pass it off. So
Yeah, well, weed's legal there now, and it's like 6 months or whatever until we go. Maybe by the time we go over, heroin might be legal. So then
heroin shops up and down Koh Samui. Great.
I've got my prescription for my heroin. I get really anxious, so I've got medical heroin.
Oh, that'd be great. No, super exciting, guys.
Yeah.
Wrap to have you. So yeah, if you're sitting on the fence, guys, at home, it is sold so crazy. I am genuinely surprised at how quickly it has sold. And so now that 2 of our favourite guests are coming, I mean, surely that's locked in for another bunch of you.
I wonder if putting out the kind of content that we're going to be doing over there now is going to lead to people asking for refunds. You know what? I don't want to see this theatre show.
Yeah.
This sounds awful.
There is a big scoop. So we've done 3 previous podcast festivals in Koh Samui. We only know of one official listener that lives on the island of Koh Samui.
Oh, yeah.
And he has attended none of the 3. Yeah. Every time it's happened, he's been busy. So he's never been. He hit me up the other day and said, lock me in. I'm going to come to this one. So big news, guys.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Pretty exciting. After just the fourth time's a charm. He's actually going to come to this one.
Well, now the pressure's on.
Yeah. Because I would say it's a big island, but it's not. It's not that big of an island. Also, this guy works in a business he worked in a place probably about 500 meters away from where we were doing our shows.
And still, too far away.
Couldn't make it. Was busy that night. Those
All
nights.
Right.
So.
Well, we'd better wrap it up there for another week on the Little Dum Dum Club. Thank you, Cam and Danielle. And yeah, very exciting to have you guys on board. Like we said, now that we've spent basically an hour talking about it, properly, really full on officially announcing it, get on and book because, we announced this without heaps of fanfare and also at a time of the year when people are kind of like away and winding down. It still has sold like hotcakes. So now that these two cats are out of the bag and now that also people know about the existence of Pig Island,
yes.
I imagine that
I've never been.
Get snapped up very quickly.
I've actually never been, so I'm keen to go. So it's June 9 to 14. If you go to our website, Little Dum Dum Club, there is a whole tab about the details. You can click through. It's an accom and ticket package. So we're selling out this little. It's an entire resort is just going to be us. We have the entire. There's no other people in that resort. It's just if you are talking to someone in the pool, it's someone who's aware. It's It's. I mean, people accuse us of being a cult before, but this is official.
Yeah.
This is I've never felt more like a cult leader than right now.
Yeah,
this
your cum's going to taste really great after you drink our pineapple Kool-Aid.
Yeah. And the whole pool's going to be cum and Kool-Aid and Kool-Aid. Kool-Aid. Yeah.
Well, yeah, genuinely very, very excited that you guys are on board. It's awesome that you are free and keen. Yeah, looking forward to doing some pods over there and hanging out with you guys. Thanks for being on board. It's exciting.
Very excited. Can't wait.
In the meantime, you guys both have festival shows coming up. You're going on tour all over the place. Cam, you got your show Mixtape that you've told me a bit about here and there, and it involves the theatre restaurant story. It sounds awesome.
Yeah, I the beginning of this show was on this podcast when you guys, me and Concetta, you guys started grilling me about my theatre restaurant past, and it unlocked some core memories and repressed memories, and and I ended up building a whole show around this year that I spent working at a horrific suburban theatre restaurant in Newcastle. There's a little more to it than just a theatre restaurant, but there'll be some songs and some love and some nice shit in there as well. I'm touring it all around the country, so come and see it. It's called Mixtape. It'll be a lot of fun.
Cool. And Danielle, you've got a new show for next year? This year, sorry?
Yeah, it's called The Lady Upstairs, and it's just stand-up and some other stuff, and it's not fully written yet, so I can't really give a spiel about it. But it'll be fun and good.
Well, no pressure, but your last show that you did, I loved it so much. I think it's maybe one of my favorite festival shows I've seen. I thought it was so great. So not to put too much pressure on you, but thoroughly recommend going and seeing an hour of Danielle Walker. Really funny stuff.
Thank you so much, Tommy. I'm excited to see the rip version of your show. I'll watch the entire
I should get you guys. I should get you guys redubbed. Actually, that'd be pretty funny if it's just now your voices are in it. All right, guys. Thanks very much for listening, and we'll see you next time.
See you, mates.
Bye.